thought that was it? No. They also putting in children food and causing women to lose their children. It's a crazy world, but we got the content. Part 2.
You want content? You want content? Our government, the FDA, is feeding Americans fake food, false science, involving us in wars around the world, using our tax dollars like they extorted. Myths, fake cloud spray to make humans stir. Your history is not true. The sky's not blue. Their justice is not for you. Free thinker, but is it really you? False teachers, false prophets, spreading pseudo knowledge without sources. My channel, Investigate the Clues, Crazy World of Podcast.
In part one of our News Nation investigation last night, we uncovered a mysterious fog that once drifted through a St. Louis neighborhood, one that residents still remember decades later.
It gets crazier.
Some of us have headaches, nausea, dizziness.
They didn't ask for our permission. We
Never
didn't ask for them to spray us. My government
Never do.
used me like I was a guinea pig.
They're waiting us out. They're waiting on all
The government is Republicans and
The government says
Democrats,
it
Republicans
sprayed a
and
chemical
Democrats.
that contained cadmium, a known carcinogen. Critics
And he says something too. He said they waiting for us to die. I don't know if they like leave the young kids to die from gun violence, and then the old ones, they just hit them with all sorts of diabetes, cancers to wipe them out. I think they're attacking the youth and the old.
say without warning and without consent. They sprayed it on a neighborhood of more than 10,000 people, but now years later, residents are getting sick, some with rare forms of cancer, and they're asking what else might be hidden from them. Specifically, what else could have been in that spray? News Nation's Natasha Zubas picks up the investigation from here.
We're on our way to meet with a researcher right now who has dedicated her career, decades, to declassifying documents and trying to figure out what exactly happened here in the city of St. Louis and what exactly was in that spray. Across the country, the government conducted secret Cold War experiments in plain sight.
It was so secretive that we're really just now sort of digging out from underneath this to try to understand the scale of it.
And Dr.
Yo, you gotta understand the magnitude of this. All them years, they testing us with stuff in the water, stuff in the air. I'm calling this stuff because I don't know, but I know it's harmful. And years they knew this. Years she been studying this. I know she been taking this to where she got to take it to. And no response yet. They hide this out the news. They want you to talk about black men that's innocent.
Lisa Martino Taylor helped uncover many of them.
We know that they were giving radioactive cocktails to pregnant women. We know that they were feeding radioactive oatmeal to children in state schools. They
putting it in the food, the children's food. Hold up. Just let that sink in. The children's oatmeal. You telling me it's something different between a Republican and a Democrat? You mean to tell me you think they don't know this? They don't know what's going on. They got things. They got things up on the inside says America's food not even legal in some states because of all the ingredients they got in food. They say American food is like the worst. They get crazy.
Committed to those things, and they won't release the material related to St. Louis.
It's true. American children in state-run institutions like the Fernald School
American
were fed
black
radioactive oatmeal as part of studies by MIT sponsored by the Atomic Energy Commission. You can see some of the documents Dr. Martino Taylor worked to gather and declassify on MIT letterhead describing
The kids' oatmeal. Let it sink in how diabolical these people is. Let it sink in. The kids' oatmeal. I think it's all fruits. Kids' oatmeal.
experiments on human subjects. The children, some of them orphans, were told they'd be joining a science club. They were promised a quart of milk a day, a trip to a baseball game, to the beach. A copy of the 1994 congressional hearing shows those children, now grown, describing being told the oatmeal was just vitamins and recalling the health problems that followed.
You understand what they... You see how they go after the weak, they go after the orphans. Group homes and stuff like that. See how wicked these people is, man. Don't tell me nothing about one side is... They all the same. They all know about this. All of them know about this.
Lumps on my arms, my stomach. Pregnant women were also unknowingly given radioactive iron. You can see some of the documents Dr. Martino Taylor worked to gather and declassify on MIT letterhead describing experiments on human subjects. The children, some of them orphans, were told they'd be joining a science club. They were promised a quart of milk a day, a trip to a baseball game, to the beach. A copy of the 1994 congressional hearing shows those children, now grown, describing being told the oatmeal was just vitamins and recalling the health problems that followed. Lumps on my arms, my stomach. Pregnant women were also unknowingly given radioactive iron at top hospitals in Tennessee and California.
See this, man? See this? This is insanity, man. It's a crazy, crazy world out here, man. Yo, this is sick. I'm glad she investigating the clues, and I hope this get more attention.
To study how radiation crossed the placenta, some later reporting miscarriages, illness, or birth defects. A class action lawsuit resulted in were promised a quart of milk a day, a trip to a baseball game, to the beach. A copy of the 1994 congressional hearing shows those children, now grown, describing being told the oatmeal was just vitamins and recalling the health problems that followed. Lumps on my arms, my stomach. Pregnant women were also unknowingly given radioactive iron at top hospitals in Tennessee and California to study how radiation crossed the placenta, some later reporting miscarriages, illness, or birth defects. A class action lawsuit resulted in a settlement in the 90s.
Do you believe the U.S. government sprayed some...
I hate to say it, but the people who's they saying it's the army. Somebody got to tell them. Somebody got to okay these scientific research. Somebody higher up got to okay this. I don't think this is no civil. This is a felony. Class A treason. This against the citizens. The people you swore to protect. You now running tests on you, putting toxins in kids' food, aborting babies. If it ain't a crazy world, let me know. Let me know.
Kind of radioactive material on the residents of St. Louis?
I believe that they did. There's so much contextual evidence that points that way, and I spent years looking at this.
She says her research reveals the men who designed and oversaw the St. Louis experiments were some of the top experts in radioactive weapons.
We know that the people who designed the study, who oversaw the study, these were all the radiological weapons experts.
Experts. Who okayed this? Who okayed this, I don't know what to call it, This treason.
We're looking at open air radiological weapons.
One of them, Brigadier General William Creasy, was head of the Army Chemical Corps, the very branch leading America's secret radiological weapons program during the Cold War. He brought in a scientist named Philip Layton, who was the Army's leading authority on using radioactive particles in aerosol form, fog-like clouds designed.
We're talking about the 40s, 50s, 60s. That man's skin color let me know why we are the subjects of all this testing. This has to be the most craziest. They put in top scientists on a mission to destroy people in low-income neighborhoods. And we know who that is. This
designed to drift over enemy terrain.
So the very man who designed this spraying experiment in St. Louis was an expert in using radioactive fog against the enemy.
Yes, he was the expert. The expert.
Then she says there's the timing.
They were looking for a city to test their offensive weapons program. They wanted to do it. They expressed this in documents. St. Louis was their chosen city. That was their analog city to Moscow. And they wanted to do.
I hear St. Louis, this is a lot of black communities, a large black population in St. Louis.
Do this in 1953. And they showed up in 1953 in St. Louis.
But there's one document Dr. Martino Taylor has never been able to unearth. It's still classified. The Joint Quarterly Reports detail the spraying experiments, all written by Layton himself. The last one is missing. It's called Joint Quarterly Report 5, and we tried to get it. Our team filed a Freedom of Information Act request on May 5th of 2025. By law, the government must respond to a FOIA within 20 working days. But it's been more than 3 months with multiple follow-ups. Nothing. The silence is what's called a constructive denial, and renowned activist Erin Brockovich says it reminds her of cases where the truth was hidden.
So, Erin, what is your reaction to this
Truth
News Nation
always
investigation?
hid.
Did this shock even you?
Absolutely. I think my comment was, are
That's
we
why you gotta
WTF
investigate.
kidding me? I mean, what the hell? It's awful. I mean, the biggest thing, and I've learned in 30 years, is it's always the cover-up that enrages people, that hurts people. And I've learned that communities can handle the truth. What they don't handle and where they'll tip a scale is the lie. So this has been a cover-up, and I think that modern-day agencies owe it to them. The truth.
Do you think there's been a lie here, a cover-up here?
The truth come with money. They don't want to do that.
Drawing attention from lawmakers,
Truth come
including
with
Congressman Wesley Bell of Missouri.
When American citizens have been impacted and exposed to chemicals specifically because of the federal government, I think that we should do, as Democrats and Republicans, we should all do the right thing.
Democrats and Republicans, please stop trying to split these people into 2 5 groups. Same people. Same.
Make certain to make these folks whole again, get them the compensation they deserve and the treatment that they need and also deserve.
It can happen to you. Don't get duped that it can't happen to you. We didn't think it was going to happen to us. We was babies.
Listen, OG, I do believe it's coming to every if it ain't in every black neighborhood in every state already, I do believe it's coming. So I'm not sleeping.
Kids, it can happen to you too.
Representative Bell is now fighting to get Pruitt-Igoe included in the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act that would provide payouts to Americans who can prove they were exposed to radiation during the Cold War.
It's that reparation shit again. You know you did it, man. Why would we have to prove it? I thought we proved innocence. Y'all know y'all did it. So what we gotta prove?
But for Pruitt-Igoe residents, there's a catch. Because key records remain classified, they haven't been able to prove what they were exposed to.
What do you want everyone to know about what happened here?
The truth.
Forget too, you know it was toxic. Forget what it is. It could be oatmeal. You knew it was toxic. Oatmeal.
Whatever the truth is, we want to know the truth. I don't think we get that now.
In the meantime, residents say all they can do is wait, hoping someone finally listens.
When will you give up this fight?
Never. Till I'm cold and dead and buried in my grave.
Shame.
And Elizabeth,
Shame.
we asked the Army point blank, was there a...
Any case that anybody bring against America, against any type of corporation, that should always take 10 years, 20 years. It's never like, no. Once you sue these big people, they're going to put you in court for like 25 years. They're going to try to kill you before your kids will get the money, but you won't get it.
Radioactive component to that spray. It's interesting that they didn't just say no. Rather, they said, quote, none of the reports contained evidence of a radioactive component, pointing us to reports like a review by the National Research Council. But Elizabeth, a close read of that report shows even the NRC admitted they could not fully assess the risk of the spraying, because when they asked the Army for key records, the Army replied the documents were either classified or they were missing. The Army could not find them. And Elizabeth, I have to tell you, these residents feel the government is waiting them out. The people you just heard
That's what I think too. They waiting them out.
From last night and tonight are the ones who are still here, who are well enough to speak. One woman we were supposed to meet with died before we could get to her. She was suffering from multiple cancers. Her daughter asked us to keep going, and we will keep pushing for information, including those classified documents, Elizabeth.
All right, Natasha Zuvas, stay on the case. Thank you so much for that investigation.
Thank you for watching.